also, banishes jobs, abolish jobs, but also create new jobs for the new society. It's very fulfilling future. Do you see any type of what's your feel, Amir? The most promising criteria or category of AI industry?
The most promising category.
Yeah, so many categories of AI.
I think it's personally, I think it's more like companionship.
Companionship, yeah.
Like for example, you're doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
In the future, AI can do a podcast.
I need a girlfriend, so.
I think something like that.
Yeah.
But with ChatGPT is the same.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask question, it can talk, but if you think 5 or 10 years,
Yeah.
you have someone who can be your friend,
Yes.
and at the same time, like Tesla is working on Tesla bot,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe you can have actual toys or robots
Yeah.
that are smart enough
Mm-hmm.
that you can talk to them as friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is one industry I think is going to, and then of course self-driving, automation, but mostly like talking to people.
Talking with you, because nowadays people just like to hang out in the room, surfing around internet.
Yeah.
Don't really go out. So yeah, it's definitely be a game-changing situation. Years to come as well. So, do you have any interest on AI robots?
AI robots, I think yes, of course. Because now like computer vision, the technology is getting closer and closer
Yeah.
to, like for example with self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Once that problem is solved, then you can have robots inside the house
Mm-hmm.
that can, like even you have cleaning robots now, it's
Yeah.
something similar.
Mm-hmm.
But robotics is more hardware.
So do you think that this kind of hardware will become like military weapons for some kind of administrations who gonna hurt the civilians, like a robots are gonna to kill people?
I think it depends on the environment.
Mm-hmm.
If we are in an environment where countries are not agreeing with each other but
Mhm.
fighting with each other,
Yeah.
then every country will try to use AI to
Mhm.
either protect or offend some other people.
Mm-hmm.
In military, right?
Yeah.
I think so. If your countries are having good relationship with each other,
Yeah.
then they can use this technology to have collaboration,
Mm-hmm.
maybe how to improve partnerships. For example, in translation, right?
Yeah.
You can have AI do all the translation,
Mm-hmm.
so it can help with diplomatic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think language is a big barrier,
Mm-hmm.
including like foreigners who live in China.
Yes.
Those who speak good Chinese, they can understand the culture.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a AI in the mediator
Yeah.
to help two people connect the culture, the language. So
Perfect.
it can also be used positively.
Let's talk about the most thrilling things that we're going to that we are talking about. The AI products, the things that you're going to say about object discerning and also facial recognition. Can you tell me more about your upcoming products?
Yeah, so object detection, and so what my team is working on is like using object detection,
Yeah.
and not just face detection but more like pose detection,
Yeah.
and to detect what you're doing, right? So
Yeah.
if I pick up a cup of coffee, like I can pick up a cup of coffee, so it can show my arm
Mm-hmm.
and a coffee cup,
Yes.
then I can detect what's going on. And then this technology can be used to make, for example, you can have a store
Yeah.
without people,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a cashierless store, and then you go inside, you pick up something,
Yeah.
and then you just leave.
Mm-hmm.
This technology is done many by big companies as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to do something different.
But do you think that this, you talk about stores, and do you think that this kind of, let's say, object discerning recognitions can bring a better experience to the customers?
Of course, like as you see with online,
Yeah.
online shopping experience is much better.
Yeah.
You go online and you have good recommendations.
Yeah.
So AI can do a lot because first of all, in offline store,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot have really good recommendation,
Yes.
right? Because the person don't know who you are. You just enter the store. So let's say with a good offline store,
Yes.
you enter and it detects your face and knows who you are,
Yes.
and it can recommend you some products that match you.
Yes.
Like for
Wow.
example, your height, your style,
Wow.
your previous purchase.
Yeah.
So it can say, oh, you will like this jacket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is like a personal experience, and then based on what you are doing, you are picking which item. It can detect what color you like, for example, what style you like, and then you will have a better shopping experience.
This kind of shopping experience got to not only shopping experience but also detect intruders coming to the apartment, right?
I think with anything with computer vision, you are looking at a camera, so you can detect people if they're trying to steal, for example, or which area they spend more time in the shop. And for a shop owner, like if I have a clothes store, I can see like you like to walk around the jackets, brown jacket area, and if most of the people are spending time in that area, then I can see, oh, this is a good product. People are going there. And this part is empty, no one is walking there. So I can improve, and I can do marketing campaigns. And I can have statistics to see is my marketing working or not.
So, talking about facial recognitions, how are you going to ensure people who have, let's say, facial privacies or having insecure about their face being taken photo of? How can you ensure them?
I think it depends on the application you build. For example, if you are using the face to enter the shop, for example, in this case, you need to use the face as your ID, right? But I think it depends on, for example, in China, this is common. You have Alipay and all those places in this face. But in European countries, for example, they're really strict about the privacy laws. So you just follow the laws of the country, and based on that, make your application.
So will you extend the market to European markets, or will you just follow the laws in China and allow your business to spread in China? Will you have an advanced program?
I think it depends, not just Europe, but maybe Europe and Africa, because a lot of my team members are from Africa, and it's a good place to test new innovative products. Because it's big market, big countries, emerging market, so you have a chance to try different products.
So Africa is a great country. It's a great continent, and it's going to grow in the future. Do you see any chances of African countries going to collaborate with Chinese cities like Chengdu, Sichuan?
I think China is already collaborating a lot with Africa. Because it's an emerging market, right? So Southeast Asia, Africa, and I think I'm also trying to put my team into what's going on in the world, like which markets are emerging. So it's better to have an African market. I think it's good. And also the new value of my company is like creating innovative tech products that help the society. So in Africa, for example, there are many problems that can be solved by AI.
Like water pollution
or global warming, for example, or some vaccination. All those problems AI can solve. So it's a good market, I think.
It's a great market as well. In China, there's also a lot of people who are underprivileged, and their kids are having no opportunities to learn or go to schools. I can see that there are some opportunities for AI to help them.
But China is, for example, for foreigner, China is really competitive. Because there are many Chinese tech companies, and R&D in China is really developed. So if you want to have a Chinese market, then it's better to have a Chinese partner. Because otherwise it's too competitive. But if you're doing overseas market, then it's okay, you can do it.
Do you think that is let's say about AI industry, is that a very furious competitions in the AI industry in China right now?
I think in China and US, they are the biggest researchers in AI, right? So there's a lot of competition in these two countries, but for AI, there are too many new applications also. So there's a lot of innovation in AI.
So let's talk about, you said about this furious competition, right? So what are the major challenges are you that you are facing right now?
I think my biggest challenge is how to secure funding
Yes.
and how to have collaboration with different partners and what kind of projects we choose,
Yeah.
because AI is a big thing and there are many things you can choose in that. And of course my team is really small and we're just starting out, so depending on how much money we get, how much investor we get,
Yes.
and then we choose what kind of products we choose. So
Yes.
for me it's like choosing the right product for the market. So
Yes.
it's product and market fit.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem for me, but for some other people they already have a good product,
Yeah.
but they want to expand to other countries, or maybe they have a good product but they need money. So for me, I'm like, I have team and I need a product cooperation.
And the funds is very difficult to collab, right?
Yes, I think so.
Let's move to another subject.
Yes.
Amir, I would like to talk about the situation that you going to, the advice that you're going to give to the future entrepreneurs in China, as a foreigners or as a Chinese foreigners that you've been to China for.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I've seen a lot of foreigners come here to teach English, and if they're doing entrepreneurship, it's something about the education sector, but I think there's a lot of space for other types of innovation and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
For example, in IT, if you're an artist, you can do it. If you are maybe if you're a comedian, you can have comedy shows, comedy company, entertainment business. And if you're in IT, you can have a tech company. Then because the problem I see is there are many foreigners with smart ideas, but most of them are teaching English.
Oh.
So my advice for all the foreigners is, yes, English teaching is good money, but think about what you're passionate about and give it a try.
Yeah, sure. Wow.
Yeah.
That's because their minds is, when I talk to foreigners, some of them are very smart. They're brilliant mind, intelligent minds. Yeah. So
I know people who are like, I read books, I love this and I love this. I said, okay, then what do you do? Oh, I teach English. So I think it's all about just doing something for your passion. Because in China, it's very easy to find English teaching jobs. It's very easy to become English teacher. Because especially for people whose mother language is English.
Yes.
And it's like, it's very easy to enter this education market. And maybe it's really hard to do what they like. Maybe they like sports, maybe they like traveling. So I would say if you are a foreigner in China, think about your idea and do it. You will get support from the foreigners
definitely.
and the Chinese communities.
Like I've been through, like, I know that if you have great and innovative ideas, like doing podcast shows, people will trust you, people will support you no matter what. So it's never afraid, never late to start own business and start own company. But as long as you have a great mind and put forward your actions.
I think networking is also important because, like your podcast, you are networking a lot.
Yeah.
And also in the foreign community, it's an advantage. For example, like me, tech, I don't see anyone, maybe there are people, but I don't see any tech startup by foreigner.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very hard. So for me, I have an advantage
Yeah.
because I'm the only one doing it. So it's
Only one?
I think there are other people who are doing it, maybe more in Shanghai.
Yeah.
In Hangzhou, maybe if they're doing it, they're not in the ideation phase. Like I'm just starting out.
Yeah.
So if you're doing podcasts, there are not so many foreigners or people doing podcasts, right?
Yeah.
So anything you do in China as a foreigner, you have an advantage.
Yeah, it's advantage, bro.
It's an advantage, yeah. You can become the first foreigner to do it and then become popular.